Black. From out of the void we hear,
I think she's staring at me. I mean, normally I'm pretty much invisible. But when I'm seen, yeah, staring.
Fade in. Interior, New York City subway train, day. An East Village purple-haired punk rocker stands in the subway car, nodding to an unheard beat.
Okay, not me. That guy's practically begging for attention.
We turn to Seldon Markoff, 16, with an unruly mop of hair. He's awkwardly charming as he grows into his good looks.
That's me, Seldon Markoff.
In the seat across from Seldon, a middle-class older woman is unabashedly staring at him.
There, you see her? I mean, what is it?
Seldon checks his fly, and just in case, wipes his nose.
Great, now she probably thinks I'm a coke fiend.
The train comes to a stop, and the older woman gets up and goes to the door with a frowning backward glance at Seldon.
Why should I care what she thinks? I swear, the next time that happens, I'm going to look him right in the eyes and say, "What the hell is your problem, lady?" I probably won't, though. To be perfectly honest, I'm always talking about what I'm going to do next time.
A young woman, mid-20s, attractive, takes the vacated seat. She's wearing a tight-fitting shirt and a short skirt. Seldon can't help himself. His eyes wander down to the darkness between her legs. From the shadow of her skirt, the word mystery floats out, followed by taboo, and not a chance. The legs close, and Seldon looks up to the young woman's bemused expression.
Maybe in 5 years, kid.
The train pulls into the next station as Seldon, red-faced and flustered, gathers his knapsack and almost trips as he scrambles for the opening subway car doors. Suddenly, a big, beefy guy barrels out the doors, slamming Seldon in the shoulder. He spins on the retreating figure.
Mind stretch powers, go!
The beefy guy suddenly turns elastic, spreading out towards Seldon's feet. Seldon lifts his foot to let it pass under, but it morphs into a wad of gum stuck to his sole. Seldon looks up to see the beefy guy heading up the stairs.
Just great.
Exterior, New York City street, day. Seldon exits the subway station and heads down the street. He stops and looks directly into the camera. People walk past him, as if unaware of his presence.
To be perfectly honest, I have what my brain mechanic calls a mixed-type delusional disorder. It's a shrink term for not being able to separate fantasy from reality.
The pedestrians around him all come to a stop, breaking into a quick tap dance and ending with a forward bow.
Sure makes things interesting.
He walks out of view. The dancers hold for a beat longer, then continue to their respective destinations. Interior, doctor's waiting room, day. Seldon is the only one in there, and he appears to be reading the Journal of Mental Health. He squints at the page, tilts his head to one side and then the other. He gives up and shakes his head, putting down the magazine open to a diagrammed ad for an IUD company. The inner door opens, and Dr. Samantha Keene, 35-ish, attired like a soccer mom, but all business, sticks her head out.
Seldon, would you like to come in?
Why, yes, I would, Samantha. Thank you for asking.
Sarcasm doesn't suit you, Seldon.
Interior, Dr. Keene's office, continuous. The office looks like the lounging corner in a hipster coffee shop, except for the bookshelves and diplomas. Seldon continues in and flops down on the sofa.
But it could, right? I mean, maybe I could go to a tailor and have sarcasm altered to fit.
You really should let me get settled before saying anything interesting.
She sits down in a low-back armchair, puts on a pair of tortoise-shell glasses, and starts scribbling in a pad.
The funny thing is, Dr. Keene doesn't need glasses. I checked once when she went to take a phone call. They aren't prescription. I think she just wears them because she's pretty, so it makes her appear both smarter and less intimidating to her patients. All it really does is make her look like a sexy librarian. And let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with it.
Seldon.
Yes, Samantha.
Where were you? You seemed to slip away from the room.
Yeah? But my body was still here, right? Like I didn't like start like fading out.
Wouldn't that be something?
Sure, but you didn't answer my question.
No, you didn't fade out.
Good. Because sometimes it feels like I do, like people can't see me.
Okay. Let's talk about that.
And this is how you control content.
Interior, Markov apartment, day. Seldon enters the front door, drops his backpack, and heads into the living room where his mom, Dinah Markov, 40s, with a mother's hidden smile, is talking with her friend, Sally. Seldon attempts to do an about face.
Seldon, how was your session?
Mother, while I get it that it dovetails with your sense of status to broadcast my mental health travails, there are some things that would be nice to keep in the family. You know, like how they did it in the olden days when you were my age.
Well, dear, it's not like I told Sally about walking in on you masturbating to a comic book.
And yet it was Catwoman, by the way. You can actually see her nipples through
Oh,
her blouse.
Dinah! Now, Seldon, your mom tells me you've transferred to Ansonia High School for Science and Art. Very exciting, yes?
Yeah, I guess.
And first impressions can be important. How about I take you for a decent haircut before school starts, Seldon?
And on that note,
He exits into the kitchen. Interior, Markov apartment, kitchen, continuous. Seldon approaches through a blurry, honeycombed window. He walks up to it, opens the microwave door, and then steps back to frame himself.
Seldon. You're probably wondering about that name. Awful, right? It's from my grandfather, and last summer he, I think it's flashback time. Here.
Seldon puts his arms up and waves vertically. This blends into a wave effect as we flashback into interior, car back seat, day. Seldon sits with his grandfather, Papa Seldon, late 60s, grumpy. Dinah turns to face them from the passenger seat.
Now, boys, Frank and I will be right back. Don't get into any trouble.
Seldon's father, Frank Markov, 40s, smirky, turns to them.
Look at them, two Seldons in a pod. Sit tight, we'll crack a window for you.
The two Seldons don't so much as crack a smile as Dinah and Frank exit the car. The doors close.
Crack a window! Too funny.
The two Seldons just sit there, staring straight ahead.
It's my fault.
Huh?
It's my fault you got saddled with this crappy name. I've always hated it. I'm sure you do too.
Well,
You do. I didn't know they were going to screw you with it. If my flight hadn't been snowed in, I might have made it to the hospital in time to put the kibosh on it. What are you doing with your
Seldon.
arms?
we're done with the flashback. That's all I needed. Thanks.
We blend back into the wave effect. And flashback. Interior, Markov apartment, kitchen, day. Seldon closes the microwave door on us. Interior, Seldon's bedroom, night. This is a city boy's bedroom, slightly cramped, somewhat messy, with books, comic books, and mementos filling wall-mounted shelves. There's a desk with a laptop and a figurine of Calvin and Hobbes crazily going downhill in a red wagon. Seldon, in PJs, sits typing at the computer.
Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana. It's been a week, and I start school tomorrow. My new school. Some of you may understand the teen angst that accompanies those words. Now, multiply the vector by a magnitude of delusional disorder.
He writes in the air, and the words new school appear in floating chalk. Then, in smaller letters, he air writes DD above the L in school.
That is new school to the DD power.
There's a flash of light and smoke to the side. A man, mid-30s, self-assured and familiar-looking, appears in silvery garb. This is future Seldon.
Seldon, I have a new piece of information.
Hang on. This is future me. Apparently, in my fantasy life, time travel will be a thing in 20 years, so he comes to stop me from making the same mistakes he did.
Well, will you stop talking to them about me like I'm not here?
You see me talking to them?
I'm you.
Actually, you're a manifestation of my hopes for a better future. You're a figment of me.
Can a figment do this?
Future Seldon knocks a book off the desk. Seldon regards its blade on the floor.
I assume you've returned to this point in time to prevent a mistake that I'm going to make in school tomorrow?
You just keep using those brain cells, young man, and you'll go far.
Future Seldon picks the book up and returns it to the desk.
Aren't you concerned with the butterfly effect? Or more importantly, is this the best use of time travel? I mean, like, you could be doing something about, like, Hitler or...
Yeah, that didn't work out so well.
Well, what's the point? Never mind. What's the thing for tomorrow?
Oh, right, yes. Look, it would be great if you wore the navy blue pants instead of the khakis.
There's a few audible tick-tocks.
That's it? You came back in time 20 years to talk to me about pants.
Future Seldon is twisting rings on a temporal wrist device.
Trust me. You. Us.
There's a blinding flash and then nothing but a few wisps of smoke. Seldon waves them away and turns to the camera.
Did he put the book back, or was it all in my mind? And am I destined to be that uncool? Stay tuned, I guess. But I am going to wear the blue pants. Just to be safe.
Interior, Markoff apartment, kitchen, day. Dinah and Frank are at the breakfast table, sipping coffee, both of them buried in their own books. Seldon enters, going straight for the coffee pot.
Oh, you start your junior year at Ansonia today, yes?
Yes.
Honey, would you like me to take you?
Frank raises an eyebrow as Seldon sips his coffee.
To what?
Your first day of school.
Everyone in the room becomes frozen in time.
Now, I'm sure you're well acquainted with the term spit take, but have you ever seen one in slow motion?
Slow motion. Seldon turns in mid-sip of his coffee and starts spraying it across the kitchen. Dinah holds up her book to protect herself. Frank, on the other hand, protects his book. Coffee starts to splatter onto Frank's eyeglasses.
Not pretty.
Real time. The action returns to normal as the last of the spit take finishes spattering Frank's glasses. He slowly takes them off and cleans them with a napkin. Frank turns to Dinah.
That was on you.
Really? Because from where I sit, it was definitely on you.
Just don't say things like that. I swear to Zeus, it's your mission in life to embarrass me.
Oh, that's what parents are for.
Old Oedipus had it half right. The patricide, not the other stuff.
Exterior, Ansonia High School, day. Seldon stands in front of the school with his back to us as students go up the steps and through the main doors. A brain-shaped thought balloon appears over his left shoulder with Seldon's talking head in it.
This is going to be great. A fresh start where I can reinvent myself, where no one knows the old me, where I can be cool.
Someone slams past him, knocking him out of view. He recovers and shakily steps back into frame. A brain-shaped balloon appears over his right shoulder.
Hey, you keep dreaming, buddy. That's what you're good at.
Seldon goes up the steps. Interior, Ansonia High School, day. The hallway is crowded with students gabbing, rushing to class, opening, closing lockers, and checking their schedules. The action speeds up as they start to thin out, except for a teenage biracial girl who stops inside the front doors, unnoticed, looking at Seldon's profile. We barely see her. Finally, Seldon is the only one left, or so he thinks.
Hello, can you help me?
Seldon turns to face Allie Sampson, 16, smart and witty, almost always amused. She has a perfectly freckled mocha complexion. A glow surrounds her, and angels start singing. Seldon's thought balloons pop up again.
Need, brain, signal, voice, make, words. Come on. I got this.
Yes.
Great. Hi, I'm Allie. This is my first day here. We were away. I missed orientation, so I'm a little lost.
She holds out her class schedule.
Oh, okay. I do have this. I mean, it's my first day too, so I went to orientation and memorized the ground plan.
You what?
Yeah. It's a thing I do. I orient.
So.
Right. So you have Ms. Hope for biology, and I'm next door in Mr. Glassman's class.
And that's where?
Just down the hall to the left.
Oh,
Emily starts to go.
Are you coming?
A lightning bolt comes from the recesses of the ceiling and leaves Seldon a crispy, smoldering husk.
I didn't. What's your name?
Seldon is back to normal. Well, back to Seldon.
Say Spike, say Travis, say anything but
Seldon. My name is Seldon.
That's a new one. I like it.
Seldon joins her, and they start down the hall. Seldon, of course, turns to the camera as we hear a thumping sound.
I'm assuming this is what limbo feels like, being in that place between heaven and hell. I gotta tell you, though, it's super nice of her to not mention the insanely loud beating of my heart.
They arrive at a door. The heartbeat fades out.
So yeah, this is you.
Yes, thank you, Seldon. I guess I'll see you around.
We have chemistry.
Excuse me?
Third period, and sixth period English.
Oh, that's great. Well, bye.
She goes into the classroom, and Seldon watches through the window in the door as the teacher, Mrs. Hope, checks her name. She then gets up and welcomes Allie to the school as the other students smile and greet her. Seldon moves down the hall to the next classroom.
Maybe this place won't be so bad.
He enters the class, and Mr. Glassman, 50s, paunchy, turns from the virtual whiteboard that he's writing on.
Yes?
I'm Seldon Markov.
Mr. Glassman checks the attendance sheet on his desk.
You're late. Not a very auspicious start to your first day.
I was hoping...
You'll find I have no interest in excuses. I hope you've done your reading.
In fact, I did next week's readings.
Whatever.
Well,
find a desk.
He returns to the virtual whiteboard as Seldon weaves his way through the snickering students to the only available desk.
Nope, it's gonna suck.
Interior, Ansonia High School hallway, day. Seldon is the first one out of the door of the classroom, and he walk runs to his next one.
Normally I'm not keen on getting to classes early, but it's third period, and that means chemistry with that Allie girl. First day is when you get partnered with the lab tables, and I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Seldon stops, and an airplane oxygen mask drops in front of him. After inhaling and exhaling into it twice, he moves on. Interior, Ansonia High School, Chem Lab, continuous. Seldon arrives at the door of the chemistry lab and looks in. The class is already half full and half partnered, but Allie is sitting by herself at the double-wide lab table. She looks up at Seldon and smiles. Seldon takes a last breath as Miguel, sporting an Ansonia Muskrat's leather jacket, barrels past him. Miguel quickly scans the room, makes a beeline for Allie, and sits down.
Oh crap. He who hesitates really is lost.
He resignedly makes his way to the last available lab desk. No sooner than he sits down, he's joined by Pongo, a complete stoner. Seldon looks at his new lab partner and can literally, perhaps delusionally, see fumes rising off of him.
Can you get a contact high from someone's clothes? My eyes are watering.
Later, the class is in the midst of their first experiment, pouring liquids into a large shared beaker, monitored by the teacher, Ms. Peachtree, a serious woman for a serious subject.
Now, if you made the correct solution, the liquid should turn blue.
Seldon is watching Allie's table as Miguel picks up the beaker and pours the final vial of chemicals into it. The liquid in the beaker bubbles, exploding in Miguel's hand. Allie starts tumbling back off her stool in shock. From out of nowhere, Seldon is there to catch her.
I've got you.
Miguel, what did you do?
Miguel looks down to see the liquid making a dark stain on his khaki trousers. Some kids start laughing.
Bro, it looks like you wet yourself.
The stain spreads outward until Miguel's whole body is wet.
What is happening to me?
He then turns to liquid and drops to the floor in a puddle. Seldon and Allie in his arms look on in shock.
Yo, sorry, dude.
Seldon comes out of his fantasy to find that Pongo has knocked over their beaker and the blue solution is spilling onto the front of his pants. His navy blue pants.
Okay, score 1 for future me.
Interior, Ansonia High School English class, day. Mr. Edwards, 40s, barrel-chested in appearance and demeanor, takes attendance as students enter. Seldon arrives early, lingering while pretending to look at books lining the wall. Allie comes in and takes a seat along the window wall. Seldon, as nonchalantly and quickly as possible, slides into the desk to her immediate right.
Oh, Allie, hi.
Hello, Seldon. How's your first
Good
day?
afternoon, class. I'm Mr. Edwards. Now we're going to start this week with the sonnets of Mr. William Shakespeare.
Romantic poetry. What could be better?
No longer mourn for me when I am dead.
Let me rephrase that.
Then you shall hear the surly, sullen bell.
Seldon sinks down in his seat as he hears.
Recalculating.
Give warning to the world that I am fled.
Make a U-turn up ahead. Recalculating.
Seldon smiles weakly at Allie. Interior, Dr. Keene's office, day. Seldon is sprawled on the sofa with a book of sonnets in his hands and his feet, shoeless, on the coffee table.
So you like this girl?
Like, no, not like. I am smitten.
Okay, smitten.
So are you to my thoughts as food to life, or as sweet seasoned showers are to the ground. I should write a sonnet for Allie. Do girls like that kind of thing?
And you met her today.
I see where you're going with this. Thus do I pine and surfeit day by day, or gluttoning on all or all away. What do you think Willie Shakes meant by that?
Love is a feast or a famine.
Have you ever heard me talk about a girl?
Well, Catwoman.
Okay, but a real girl.
Seldon, I think it's wonderful that you're experiencing these feelings. You're right on schedule.
And she's not just talking about the romantic comedy 3-act structure.
But you also have a few things to work through before you should think about embarking on a relationship.
So, you think I have a shot with her?
I think you should.
I'm just messing with you, Samantha. Come on.
Seldon, I thought we established early on that there'll be no progress if you don't take this session seriously.
Okay, seriously then. Do you think I have a shot with her?
Exterior, office building, main entrance, day. Seldon comes out the doors and walks right up to the camera.
I don't think my therapist appreciates me.
Interior, Markoff apartment, day. Seldon arrives home. Both of his parents are in the living room, preoccupied with their books.
How was school?
Great, met the person I'm gonna marry.
That's nice. What?
Nothing, got homework to slay.
Seldon exits. Dinah stares at Frank, who looks up.
What?
Interior, Ansonia High School, cafeteria, day. Seldon sits on the windowsill apart from the other lunching students, eating a cheese and pickle sandwich and reading The Lost World by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. In the foreground, a triceratops ambles past, followed closely by Professor Challenger in safari gear.
Oh, quite remarkable.
A young Indian porter, Darsh, 16, follows Challenger, but stops in front of Seldon.
That can't be required reading.
Seldon looks up from his book and sees Darsh, whose sepoy uniform morphs into natty contemporary attire.
Oh, you're actually here.
Yeah, I get lost in books too, Darsh.
If you say so.
No, that's my name. Common in India, unique in the New World.
Yeah, it's unique, all right. Darsh, what?
Vida.
Darsh Veda?
The socially fatal result of having culturally unaware parents.
I had no idea that level of unawareness was possible.
I give you my parents.
I guess.
No, really, take them.
Seldon smiles and holds out his hand.
Seldon Markov.
Darsh shakes his hand.
Not a bad entry, but I think my name takes the prize.
Could Darsh be an ally in my pursuit of Allie? Let's see. Got any special skills?
Well, I don't want to brag, but I'm kind of a wizard on my Assassin's Creed app.
Yeah, I maybe wouldn't advertise that.
No?
It's kind of like saying you're a world champion in masturbation.
Right. When you put it in perspective.
Context is king.
So is that your special skill?
It's up there.
Then I'm sticking with Assassin's Creed.
Interior, Ansonia High School hallway, day. An old school slate clapperboard appears in front of us. Seldon Wu's Alley, scene 23, take 1, Tuesday. The clapper claps. The board is pulled away and a bell rings. Classroom doors open as students make their way to the next class. Allie comes out and heads to her nearby locker. Seldon is already there, waiting for her.
Stalker.
What? Oh, no. Is this your locker? No, I was waiting for a friend.
Darsh walks up and starts spinning the combination on the locker next to Allie's.
Ready to conquer pre-cal, Seldy?
Seldy?
Yeah, I'm taking it out for a test drive. What do you think?
Not so much.
Oh, well. Hey, you know what? I already have my calc book.
Darsh stops spinning the lock and heads off to class.
See? Not a stalker.
I guess not.
Seldon walks off to class as Allie pulls a book out of her locker. Jana, 16, walks up to the locker Darsh was at.
Did someone mess with my lock? I always leave it at 0.
Sorry, Jenna. No idea.
Allie closes her locker with a smile. Exterior, Ansonia High School, day. Clapperboard. Seldon Wu's Alley, scene 24, take 2, Wednesday. The board is pulled away to reveal the main school doors. Seldon exits the school and starts to walk down the street. As he walks, the city landscape deteriorates into a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Seldon pulls his hoodie up, and it becomes a containment suit. The tinny voice of the base dispatcher is heard.
Anna Markov, are you seeing any signs of life out there?
No, they're gone. They're all gone. Over.
To think that this was caused by one loose nut in the super collider. Very well, returner, we're based in
Seldon?
Seldon turns to find Allie, the only color in a gray landscape. He pulls his hood down and the real world returns.
Allie. Hi.
Don't you go the other way?
Stalker.
Touche. It's just, well, I usually walk this way and I never see you.
Yeah. I have an appointment.
Oh, me too. Dermatologist.
Well, that seems like a waste of money.
A waste of... Oh, a compliment disguised as a joke. Thanks. Where are you off to?
I gotta, check with my parole officer. Apparently my nefarious plot for world domination didn't go over so hot.
Yeah. The thing. Maybe next time start smaller?
Oh, sure. Yeah, last year I conquered the moon.
Nice. You should bite me up sometime.
I would, but cost of rocket fuel these days.
Right. Well,
They arrive at the corner.
this is where
Seldon waits at the crosswalk while Allie turns to go left.
Right. Well, this is where I get. So
Thanks for riding with the MTA.
Seldon stands there, watching her get swallowed up by the pedestrians. When he turns back, the light is red, again. Interior, office building hallway, day. A door sign reads, Family Psychiatric Associates. Allie appears in front of it and stops to collect herself.
dermatologist.
She takes a breath and goes in. Interior, Dr. Keen's office, day. Dr. Keen looks up from her notes to see Seldon at the door.
This is what the hacks like to call foreshadowing.
Interior, Ansonia High School, English class, day. Clapperboard, Seldon woos Allie, scene 27, take 3, Thursday. The board is pulled away to reveal Mr. Edwards, leaning on the front of his desk and reading from Shakespeare's sonnets.
Thy sweet love remembered such wealth brings that I scorn to change my state with kings. What was Shakespeare saying here? Miguel?
Mr. Edwards shakes his head and raps on his desk twice.
You hear that? The sound of opportunity knocking.
Seldon raises his hand.
Yes, Seldon?
That he was okay with being poor in his position of wealth because he was rich in love.
This time, Mr. Edwards raps the desk once, pointing at Seldon.
That's right. See what happens when you pay attention, Miguel?
Pain.
But Allie sneaks a thumbs up to Seldon.
Maybe I will write her a sonnet.
Exterior, Ansonia High School, day. Clapperboard, Seldon woos Allie, scene 28, take 4, Friday. From inside the school, a bell rings. The front doors open and a flood of students pour out at an accelerated pace. The herd thins and time returns to normal. Seldon exits, holding on the top step as he sees Allie waiting curbside. Darsh comes out and sees Seldon looking at her. He shoves Seldon, who has to run down the steps to keep from falling. Seldon comes to a stop and composes himself.
Hey.
Hey.
I guess things have gone downhill since Shakespeare's time, huh?
What do you mean?
Well, 400 years ago, I might have greeted you with, "Well met, fair maiden."
How dost thou, kind sir?
I surrender. Looking for someone?
My dad. He's got a place on Shelter Island and we're going for the weekend.
There's a muffled bark behind them. Allie turns to a car that's pulled up with a golden retriever in the back seat.
Jumbo!
The dog turns to Seldon with a more menacing look.
Jumbo?
Allie's father, Mr. Sampson, florid, late 40s, exits the driver's side and comes around to the sidewalk.
Ready, sweetie?
Seldon is taken aback by the fact that Mr. Sampson is white, burly and white. He looks like a retired lumberjack.
All set. Oh, Dad, this is my friend, Seldon.
Seldon?
Yeah, couldn't be helped.
Mr. Sampson eyes Seldon warily. Finally, he takes the hand in a death grip handshake as we see bolts of pain shooting out.
Good to meet you, Seldon.
Maybe go easy on the hand until I finish puberty.
Aren't you 16?
I'm a late bloomer. Look it up.
I see. Allie, we should get going.
Allie impulsively hugs Seldon.
Sorry, he's a little overprotective.
She gives him a peck on the cheek and steps to the car. Allie opens the passenger door and turns back to Seldon.
Farewell, my good lord.
The car pulls away, leaving a stunned Seldon on the sidewalk. Little hearts are spinning around his head.
I probably had a million questions, but they all took flight the moment her lips touched my cheek.
Seldon ducks under the orbiting hearts and walks out of view. Exterior, New York City, the High Line, day. Seldon walks along the High Line in Chelsea and talks to us.
I begin to wonder if you can't make your own destiny by just believing in the way you think, in the way you know things should be. I mean, sure, there she is, this girl who I am so sure I belong with, despite what happened at my last school, despite our disparate backgrounds, despite the fact that her father took an instant disliking to me.
Exterior, Central Park Mall and Literary Walk, day. Without missing a beat, the location has changed.
And I to him. Despite all that and more, I am meant to be with her. Why should I let despites get in the way? If I took a more positive outlook, couldn't I make it happen? I believe that I could.
Seldon draws to a stop. Exterior, Brooklyn Bridge pedestrian walkway, day. Seldon looks out over the East River.
Or am I just rationalizing? No, that's just self-protection talking. That's my self-protection, self-destruction, self-hesitation talking.
Exterior, New York City street, day. Seldon is now on a Chelsea side street off the High Line.
I will be the guy who is Allie's guy, the guy who takes chances, the guy who just stepped in dog shit. Oh, crap.
Interior, Ansonia High School hallway, day. Seldon passes Allie's locker as she pulls out books for the day. She hesitates regarding her heavy history tome.
Mondays, right?
Oh, hi, Seldon. Yeah, Mondays.
So, your dad.
Huh? Oh, I'm not adopted, if that's what you're thinking. My mom's Black.
Oh, I wasn't. Okay, maybe I was, but I was just your dad doesn't seem the type.
The type?
To step out of his comfort zone.
He's not. Oh, not really, which is probably why my mom left him. Your parents?
A united front of constant embarrassment.
I think I'd rather have that behind the judge, never-ending competition, so.
I guess, but except for 2 Christmases.
Oh, definitely. I gotta.
Yeah, me too. Mondays.
They head off to class. Interior, Ansonia High School Chem Lab, day. Seldon enters the classroom as Allie laughs at something Miguel is saying. She playfully nudges him, shaking her head.
Arrival.
Interior, Ansonia High School, cafeteria, day. Seldon and Darsh are sitting on the windowsill, eating their brown bag lunches. Darsh's lunch is in many Tupperware bins.
Miguel Martinez. Oh boy.
Why'd you say it like that?
Because he's, well, hot.
Thank you for being such a great help to me in my time of need.
No, sorry. You got this.
You could at least make an attempt to sound convincing.
I had to be true to myself.
Oh yeah? So you've told your parents you're gay?
What? No. They'd kill me.
Seldon sees Miguel walking across the lunchroom with several other jocks. Even next to them, he looks like an Adonis. Seldon blinks, and the jocks are now in medieval armor, all tarnished, except for Miguel's silver and gold habiliment.
Yeah, who am I kidding?
Interior, Ansonia High School, hallway, day. Seldon and Darsh wend their way to class as Allie and Jana approach from the other direction.
Hi, Seldon.
Seldon merely nods a brief acknowledgement as they pass.
So that's it? You give up?
I'm sorry, aren't you the one who said I didn't have a shot?
Yeah, but I didn't think...
It is far better to give up on love than to have never lost it all.
That doesn't sound right.
Trust me, it is.
Interior, Ansonia High School, Chem Lab, day. Seldon keeps half an eye on Pongo as he can't help but look in Allie's direction. She and Miguel are being touchy-chummy. Seldon starts to see Miguel burst into flames, but then it reverses, the flames dying out as he shakes it off.
I've learned the hard way that chem lab is a dangerous place to fantasize. Pongo, maybe no sulfuric acid this time.
As Seldon gives Pongo his focus, Ali glances his way. Exterior, Ansonia High School, day. The last trickle of students are exiting the school. Ali appears on the top step. Seldon comes out, brushes by her, runs down the steps, and continues out of view.
Okay.
Exterior, street, continuous. Seldon walks away from the school.
Was that cool? Aloof? Am I clearly showing my disinterest? More importantly, did you notice how my hand touched hers? It's right there, right?
Interior, Ansonia High School, cafeteria, day. We're in the middle of a full-blown food fight. Ali is trapped in the center of the room as Seldon, with trays strapped to his arms as shields, makes his way to her. Seldon is almost rhythmically raising one tray at a time to fend off incoming combustibles. Reality. Seldon stands in front of the window, raising his arms intermittently in a trance-like state. Darsh arrives as students walk by and stare.
White boy dancing.
Fantasy. Seldon reaches Ali as the onslaught of flying food rises.
Oh, Seldon.
Reality. Darsh is holding Seldon's shoulders and shaking him slightly.
Seldon? Seldon?
What?
Yeah, what? Like, what was that?
Seldon glances at Ali across the cafeteria.
Oh, no. Did anyone notice?
She didn't, if that's what you're asking.
Thank Zeus.
So, you want to tell Darsh about it?
Yeah, okay. So, the thing is I have, it's called, oh boy, I have a delusional disorder.
Which is?
In my case, daydreaming on steroids.
Fun.
Used to be. Not so much anymore.
They both watch as Miguel steps up to Ali's lunch table and offers his arm. She smiles, taking it, and they head out.
Yeah, I hear that.
Interior, Ansonia High School, English class, day. Mr. Edwards snaps his copy of the sonnets closed and looks out at the class.
In one sentence, what was Shakespeare in his saying in Sonnet 19?
He scans the room, hoping for a raised hand. Crickets.
Miguel? How about you?
Love sucks.
The whole class, minus Seldon, cracks up laughing.
You're not wrong, Miguel. You're not wrong.
Ali looks past Seldon to give Miguel a nodding smile. Seldon slumps in puppy love suckage. Interior, Ansonia High School, boys' bathroom, day. Seldon enters and heads to a urinal 3 down from a boy already in there. He begins to relieve himself when he senses someone stepping up to the urinal next to him.
Hey, how's it going?
Seldon's eyes go wide as he whips his head over to see future Seldon, silver suit and all, at the urinal next to him.
What are you doing here?
Oh, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
I mean, here at my school.
The kid in the other urinal picks up that Seldon is talking and looking his way. He quickly finishes his peeing. Seldon gives him a weak smile as he walks past to the sinks. Future Seldon is looking down at Seldon's business.
Ooh, don't worry about that. You know, it gets better in about a year. Still, it sucked being a late bloomer.
Seldon waits as the boy moves on to drying his hands.
Silent treatment, huh?
The boy finally leaves.
Not cool, you coming here.
They go to the sinks and start washing their hands.
Okay, I mean, I can see where I might have chosen a better place. But the thing of it is, time is of the essence.
Fine, what now?
You can't give up on Ali.
I don't have a choice.
'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all.
That's how it goes? Oh. Okay, I lost.
Did you? Because if first you don't succeed, try again.
Is that all you got? Aphorisms?
Amor vincit omnia.
Which means?
Love conquers all.
Great. You got any idea how I'm supposed to win her affections with Miguel in the race? He's already won the gene pool.
What? You want me to tell you and ruin the timeline? No way.
Ruin it? Are you freaking kidding me?
Whoop, gotta zap off now.
Zap off?
I'm working on it.
And poof, he's gone.
That? Still, Allie, maybe it's time for drastic measures.
Interior, Markov apartment, day. Seldon enters, dropping his backpack in the front hall.
Mother, Mom, you home?
In here.
That narrows it down.
Still, he goes to the hallway between bedrooms, where Dinah is putting laundered towels in a linen closet.
Something wrong?
I want a haircut.
Dinah, a load of towels in her arms, freezes. She looks at Seldon with a critical eye before dropping the towels back into the laundry basket and walking past him.
Okay, let's go.
Now?
Yes! Before you change your mind!
Dinah grabs her purse in Seldon's hand. They walk out of view, and by the time we catch up with them, the front door is closing on us. Interior, Chez Margot, day. The hair salon could be described as catering to the middle class, if there still was a middle class. Margot, 50-ish, a very stylish black woman in an apron filled with various tools of the hair trade, is greeting a customer. As she leads her client to an open chair, the phone rings.
Margot! It's Dinah!
We don't have an appointment.
She's on her way here with Seldon.
So, wait, did you say Seldon?
Yes. Dinah says it's time. Sorry. Dinah says it's time.
Yvette! Yvette comes out from a curtained doorway.
Oui.
Can you help this nice lady? She just needs a crimp and primp. Yvette will take good care of you. I have a bit of an emergency to tend to. She hears the screeching of car brakes and looks over to see a cab has pulled up. Dinah exits the car with Seldon in tow. Interior, Chez Margot, private salon room, day. Seldon is leaning back in the hair washing sink as an assistant massages the shampoo in Seldon's scalp.
What have I committed myself to?
Interior, abandoned warehouse, manager's office, night. Seldon is strapped to an old-school dentist chair. He looks over to see Dervice Engel, a silver-fringed bald man, arranging implements on a tray. His back is to Seldon.
Is it safe?
Is what safe?
Dervice Engel turns around with a hand-crank drill. He spins the handle a few times.
Is it safe?
I don't know.
Dervice Engel steps closer, only this time his voice is that of Margot's. Are you comfortable?
Huh?
Interior, Chez Margot, private salon room, day. Seldon sits in a barber's chair as Margot combs out his hair. Dinah, pretending to read a magazine, but peeking over it at Seldon, sits in a low armchair to the side. I asked if you were comfortable.
I guess. Do your worst.
Honey, you are going to get my very best. This has been a long time coming.
Tell me about it.
Margot goes to work on him with scissors and comb.
Mom? How did Dad win you over?
You mean besides with his devilish good looks?
I guess.
Well, he charmed the hell out of me in high school. But I didn't think he was serious enough to be in a long-term relationship with. I mean, he was fun. A lot of fun. But nobody thought he'd have any kind of career. You know?
Really? Dad?
Yeah, the yearbook labeled him as most likely to live at home.
Interior, Markoff apartment, living room, day. Frank and Seldon Seen sit in the armchairs.
Yup, those were the fun days.
Interior, Chez Margot, private salon room, day. Dinah puts the magazine down as Margot continues cutting.
So, after high school, we didn't see each other for 6 years. Not until I decided to transfer grad schools.
Interior, Markoff apartment, living room, day. Frank snaps out of reminiscing.
I saw her again my third year at Northwestern. It was like suddenly realizing that a part of me it had been missing.
Interior, Chez Margot, private salon room, day. Dinah has a wistful smile.
Oh, something was just different. He had this aura of purpose. It added a new layer of attractiveness to him. He was working on his English Lit thesis.
Interior, Markoff apartment, living room, day. Frank points at the bookshelves.
It became my first book.
Rebels, Rogues, and Rascals, Writers of the Renaissance. A bit alliterative, no?
Interior, Chez Margot, private salon room, day. Dinah laughs. Margot cuts.
Oh, God. I think it was the publishing house that came up with the title. Anyway, Frank needed someone he trusted to proof the manuscript. He needed someone who would do it for $100.
Interior, Markoff apartment, living room, day. Frank sits back down in his chair and opens the book.
For Dinah, who makes everything perfect. Truth is, I asked her to do it as a seduction. Yeah, I was pretty cocky about the quality of my writing, but your mom, she had some wonderful insights that made it, all the better.
Interior, Chez Margot, private salon room, day. Dinah waits as the sound of the hairdryer dies down.
I was taken by his looks, but I fell in love with his writing. That's really how he won my heart.
Split screen, half in the salon, half in the living room. A newly coiffed Seldon is in the center. He looks great, by the way.
Yeah, that's not going to help me.
Seldon appears to split in two and walk off in opposite directions, giving us both profiles of his new haircut. Interior, Ansonia High School Chem Lab, day. Miguel is once again chatting up Allie as Seldon does his best to ignore Pongo telling him about... Who knows? Seldon looks at Pongo. His lips are moving, but all he can see is the words blah, blah, blah floating out of his mouth. Seldon glances over at Allie and catches her staring at him. Miguel is still talking at her, but she's looking at Seldon, and she doesn't turn away when he catches her. Instead, she smiles. Now Seldon sees the words blah, blah, blah coming from Miguel's mouth as well. Interior, Ansonia High School English class, day. Mr. Edwards holds a small stack of papers, and he hands them to a student in the front row.
Okay. Pop quiz. Stacy, pass them along.
The stack of quizzes get split up, and one half comes to Allie. She takes a page and passes the rest to Seldon. As he takes them, Allie's grip on the stack tightens.
Love the haircut.
She releases the papers and turns to look at her quiz as Seldon starts floating out of his chair. He almost makes it to the ceiling, now in a full astronaut EVA suit when he hears a radio transmission.
Earth to Sheldon. We need those papers.
Seldon blinks, and he's sitting back at his desk, the sheaf of papers in hand and several students staring at him. He takes a sheet and passes the rest on. Seldon glances at Allie. Her crooked smile is enigmatic. Exterior, Ansonia High School, day. Seldon and Darsh are hanging out on the bottom of the front steps after school.
Cello, you're my bud. But do the math. Love the haircut doesn't cancel out the demigod that is Miguel.
You're probably right, but
I looked it up. Most high school relationships have a 2-year shelf life. Then the pool opens up in college.
Well, that's depressing.
Darsh, do you mind
Seldon and
if I
Darsh look around to where Allie stands at the top of the stairs.
do you mind if I have a moment alone with Seldon?
A moment? Sure, take 2 years.
Darsh and Allie switch places on the steps.
Hi.
Hi. Was there something you wanted
Are you ever gonna ask me out?
I'm sorry, what?
You heard me.
Yeah.
Why do you get the haircut?
Funny story that,
The truth?
to impress you.
Well, it worked. So when are you gonna ask me out?
You and Miguel.
You're dope. I'm not interested in Miguel.
I just figured, you know, muscles.
Some girls prefer brains than wit. For instance, Marilyn Monroe married Arthur Miller.
Yeah, but first she married Joe DiMaggio.
Maybe, but DiMaggio liked girls.
Huh?
Seldon, Miguel's gay.
Yes.
They both look up to see the school door swinging closed.
What was...
Darsh's faulty gator just registered a blip. You were saying about my brains?
Huh. I find you devastatingly handsome.
I'm sticking with that hair salon.
Fine. I'll ask you out. I'm going to the bubble tea place. Will you join me?
Seldon nods, dumbly. They start to walk.
The thing of it is, I'm not like other people.
Neither am I.
I see myself as an individualist.
Great. We can be individualists together.
Conforming in our nonconformism. That works for me.
How quickly you bend my wishes.
Oh, sure. Right now, I'm pretty much a bowl of jello. To be perfectly honest, I look at you and free will takes a hike.
Not very experienced with girls, are you?
Not much. How am I doing?
They arrive at the corner. Allie turns and takes his hand.
You had me at jello.
The image of them freezes, and Seldon steps out of himself while leaving the frozen version of him with Allie.
There are moments that you want to remember perfectly because they're, well, perfect moments.
He walks around the frozen couple, his eyes on Allie.
Just look at her. It's beautiful, right?
He glances back at himself.
I don't know what she sees in me, but I don't really care. As long as she keeps seeing it, I should get back.
Seldon steps back into himself and they unfreeze.
You had me at hi, I'm Allie.
Oh, Seldon, it's too late for playing hard to get. Ready for some bubble tea?
She still holds his hand as they walk.
To be perfectly honest, I can't stand bubble tea. It always feels like I'm sucking brains through a straw.
I guess I could learn to like it.
They continue to walk away from us, soon arriving in front of the bubble tea shop. Seldon looks back at us.
Oh, and I'm never letting go of her hand.
Interior, Seldon's bedroom, night. Seldon enters in his pajamas and sits on the bed.
Okay, maybe never was too strong a word, but I might develop a hand fetish. Alexa, how do I date a girl?
Before Alexa can respond, an instrumental version of They Might Be Giants cover of New York City plays. Seldon dives across the room for his backpack, fumbling with the zipper. He pulls out his cell phone and answers.
Hello?
Split screen. Interior, Allie's bedroom, night. Allie sits on her bed, also in nightwear.
Seldon, why are you out of breath?
Would you believe I was doing push-ups?
No.
I was having some trouble with my zipper.
On
my backpack. The phone was in my backpack.
Oh, okay. So I was calling you to see if you wanted to do something this weekend.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Huh. You guys stop playing so hard to get.
Seldon starts to pace.
Coy is my middle name.
What is your middle name?
Seldon comes to a stop.
Mine's Winifred. If that helps.
Ellie steps out of view. Seldon continues to pace.
Okay. Aldous.
Aldous, Seldon, Aldous Markov.
Seldon absent-mindedly paces right into Allie's side of the split screen and into her bedroom. He realizes it and rushes back to his side of the screen.
Yeah, for Aldous Huxley.
I guess.
Allie steps back into view.
I guessed. So, Saturday?
Yeah, we could meet for breakfast, go check out Hudson Yards, have lunch, catch a film after, then dinner, and then finish with O'Kara drive through Central Park.
Maybe you should call back after you put some thought into it, you know?
Too much?
I wish you could see the smile on my face right now.
Seldon leans into Allie's side of the split screen. She is, indeed, smiling. He pulls back to his side.
Huh. Maybe I won't suck at this.
You're doing fine. Talk in the morning? Hey, do you have a ringtone for me?
Yeah, it's They Might Be Giants' cover of New York City.
I don't really know them.
Cue musical montage.
Musical montage. Interior, Seldon's bedroom, day. The opening tubular bells from the song New York City begins to play. You called me last night on the telephone. Seldon has his cell phone cradled in his ear as he frantically gets dressed. Interior, Allie's bedroom, day. Allie sits at her makeup mirror, talking to her cell on speakerphone. She starts to bring mascara to her lash and stops, looks in the mirror, then puts the mascara away. Interior, diner, coffee shop, day. Seldon and Allie are in the middle of their breakfast, and Allie is telling a story. Seldon butters a slice of toast and brings it to his parted lips and halts as Allie becomes animated in her telling of the tale. She pauses and nudges Seldon's hand to his open mouth before she continues on. Interior, the vessel at Hudson Yards, day. Seldon looks up at the daunting extruded honeycomb of a staircase with dread. Allie laughs and takes his hand, pulling him to the steps. We see them walking together, getting separated and meeting back at the top as they climb the interweaving staircase. Exterior, Cinderella Market at Hudson Yards, day. Seldon and Allie exit the front with a shopping bag. Exterior, the gardens at Hudson Yards, day. Seldon is surprised as Allie pulls a blanket roll from her bag and flips it open on the grass. Moments later, they're having a picnic. Seldon is clearly telling Allie about the spit take on his parents. Allie, swigging a ginger beer, almost spit takes herself. Interior, movie theater, day. Seldon intently watches the film, missing all the makeout signs from Allie. She finally gives up and settles for resting her head on his shoulder. Interior, Italian restaurant, night. The song is coming to an end and the action speeds up. We just see their plates as the pasta quickly disappears from them. Seldon barely has time to throw a frustrated glance at the camera before. Exterior, Central Park Drive, night. Still in fast motion, Seldon and Allie see the park whizzing by from the back of the horse-drawn carriage as the song comes to a close and time returns to normal. Fortunately, the ride is only half over.
Well, that went by way too fast.
Doomed. I give it quality over quantity. How do you plan to top it?
Top it? Maybe I didn't think this through.
I don't know. Ending the day with a romantic starlit carriage ride seems pretty well planned to me.
This is where I get into trouble.
Reality shifts. They are now in Victorian era clothing.
I say, good sir, one might surmise that it's your intention to seduce me.
Seldon now sports an aristocratic mustache.
To that bold accusation, I can only ask, will my lascivious plan bear fruit?
Perhaps were you to employ a little less parry and a little more riposte.
The dashing character that Seldon has inhabited takes Allie in his arms and kisses her.
At about this point, it hit me.
The Victorian era melts away completely, and they're back, mid-kiss in their contemporary clothing. Seldon's eyes go wide.
Oh my God. This is real.
They come up for air.
Is it? Am I?
You're doing fine.
She pulls him back in and they kiss again. Exterior, Central Park, day. A horse-drawn carriage passes by, revealing Seldon standing on the sidewalk, looking at us.
So yeah, how about that? I had a first date. I mean, a real first date, not sucking brains through a straw. Okay, sure, bubble tea, but the thing of it is, I have, dare I say it, a girlfriend.
Seldon cringes as the heavy chords of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony comes pounding down on him. Seldon begins to walk.
But what she said about topping it, I know she was teasing, but I do feel a certain pressure to excel at this dating thing. At least keep the ball rolling. To be perfectly honest, dating is the gaping hole in my otherwise adequate education.
Seldon exits the park and is soon on an Upper West Side crosstown street.
But none of that matters right now because I'm still basking in the euphoria of last night. You know the expression, walking on air? I get it now.
We look down to his feet, and he is indeed walking on air. A dog walker with 5 canine charges of varying sizes approaches. Seldon, a foot off the ground, passes them.
Pretty cool, huh? And the best part of it, no stepping in dog crap.
Seldon continues on, air walking away from us. He goes into an air run and glides toward the end of the block, banking, turning right, and continuing out of sight. Interior, Ansonia High School, cafeteria, day. Seldon, with a goofy smile, and Darsh sit across from one another at an otherwise empty cafeteria bench table.
No, I don't think I've ever had a perfect day. I wouldn't even know what that looks like.
It looks like
Allie arrives. She sits on the bench and slides up to Seldon.
My man.
She is what a perfect day looks like.
Oh, my sappy man.
I'm a maple tree at harvest.
They have a quick kiss and stare into each other's eyes.
Yeah, hello, I'm still here.
Hi, Darsh. Did you say something?
I was asking how your first date went. What did you crazy heteros do?
Everything.
Everything? You mean you
Okay, now, okay, not everything.
Huh.
Everything.
Darsh. Everything in a fun way.
Sex is fun. So I've heard.
It was a first date, not our honeymoon.
Too soon for the premarital sex talk?
Allie and Seldon look at each other and back to Darsh.
What? Me? Sure, I was leaving anyways.
Darsh quickly collects his Tupperware containers and scoots.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing of it is,
The thing of it, I really like you. And I had, without a doubt, the best time this weekend. And I don't want it to stop, but it's It's a big step, and I've had things I need to, deal with before I can even think about that. Okay?
Thank Zeus.
Huh?
I mean, yeah. I totally agree.
Okay, I mean, I guess I was hoping for a little disappointment. Scratch that. A lot of disappointment. But I'm glad we're on the same page.
I just thought.
I mean, if you saw me in a bathing suit.
I can imagine.
Seldon, I'm teasing you. I don't think you can imagine.
She has no idea.
Seldon?
Yeah?
Okay, maybe you can imagine. And you can stop right there.
Interior, Markov apartment, dining room, day. Frank and Dinah are both at the dining table, reading college papers when Seldon enters.
I just thought you should know that I officially have a girlfriend.
Both parents stop what they're doing, look at each other, then their heads pivot to Seldon. Seldon, happy with the reaction, walks from the room.
Whoa!
Get back in here!
Yes?
Look, this isn't some kind of Harold and Maude situation, is it?
She's my age, if that's what you mean.
And does she have a name?
Oh, I get it. You think she's some fantasy that I've conjured up.
Oh, maybe a little.
No, not at all.
Her name is Allie Sampson, and as I said 2 weeks ago, I'm going to marry her.
And with that, Seldon walks from the room once again.
Honestly, I thought he might be dating that Darsh kid.
Which would have been perfectly okay.
Of course, but still.
Yes. I wonder if she looks like Catwoman.
Original Catwoman. Interior, Markov apartment, living room, same. Seldon has been eavesdropping on his parents. He looks at us.
Catwoman. I hadn't thought of that.
Interior, Catwoman's lair, day. Allie, wearing a Catwoman costume, purrs, turns, and cracks a whip directly at the camera. Interior, Markov apartment, living room, day. Seldon reacts to the whip crack with a thrilled shudder. Interior, diner, coffee shop, day. Seldon and Allie eat grilled cheese deluxes when one of her fries spills out onto the table. Without a second thought, Allie picks it up and pops it into her mouth. Seldon frowns. He looks past her to the camera and rolls his eyes around in his head, which goes into a spiral effect. Flashback. Interior cafeteria at a marina, day. The hazy afternoon sky seems to spill in through the large plate glass windows of the dockside eatery. 5-year-old Seldon is focused on his basket of fries as Dinah and Frank are in muted conversation. Young Seldon drops a catsup-laden fry on the pale green Formica table. He picks it up and sticks it into his mouth. From out of his parents' muted conversation, he hears,
"You shouldn't eat that. Someone could have thrown up there."
Without pause, she returns to the muted chat with Frank. Young Seldon stops chewing as a sour look dawns on his face. He proceeds to vomit on the table in a swirling spiral. End flashback. Interior, diner coffee shop, day. Allie happily chews her French fries and talks, but we can't hear her.
They say the child is the father of the man, but I gotta tell you, he's the sadistic big brother of the teenager.
Tell me about it.
Ah!
He turns to see future Seldon sitting in the next booth.
I still get nauseous when people eat off the table.
Seldon, are you okay?
You have to tell her.
What?
You look like you've seen a ghost.
About your condition.
No, I don't.
It's important to us.
You don't what?
Just tell her.
I can't.
Can't what?
There's a flash and a wisp of smoke. Seldon relaxes.
I thought I saw a cockroach, but it was just a burnt fry. To be perfectly honest, bugs kind of freak me out.
Allie looks at him unconvinced.
Okay.
Seldon turns to the camera.
I wouldn't believe me either.
Interior, movie theater, indeterminate time. The film hasn't started yet, and the theater is semi-empty, with a very few people scattered throughout. Seldon sits in the center with a bag of popcorn on his lap and a small soda in the armrest holder. He looks up at us.
Is this meta? I guess not any more than what you've already seen. The thing of it is, future me showing up like that really threw me off my lunch. I thought I was starting to get the fantasy thing under control. That's why I don't want to tell her about it, because maybe being with Ali is helping.
A couple squeeze past him in the row.
That's right. I like to go to the movies alone. So what? Anyway, yeah. I guess the French fry thing triggered the memory, which then triggered the hallucination. But Ali was with me. I was with Ali, the girl of my dreams. I mean, sure, when I see her, my heart starts pounding, my palms get sweaty, my knees weak, and all those other cliches that it turns out are true. But I don't need more than that. You see? I don't need escapism because I've already been rescued.
The lights go down on the sparse audience. Seldon is lit by the reflection from the screen as music starts to play.
Maybe Jar Jar Binks' Star Wars story wasn't the best choice of things to see.
Seldon shrugs and digs into his popcorn. Interior, mark-off apartment. Seldon's room, night. Seldon is lying in bed in his pajamas, reading Shakespeare's sonnets. He inserts a bookmark and sets the paperback on his bedside table before noticing the camera.
Oh, hi. Nothing to see here. I'm just going to sleep.
He reaches over and turns off the bedside lamp. Almost immediately, there's a flash of light in a room full of blackened smoke. Seldon turns the lamp back on to find future Seldon standing there, looking frazzled and bedraggled.
Thanks a lot!
There's a flash of more blackened smoke.
I'm thinking that doesn't bode well.
He waves the smoke away and turns the lamp off again. Exterior, Upper West Side, street, night. Seldon walks Ali home post-date, playbills in her hand.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was clever and funny, but kind of a one-joke show.
I like the music too.
Sure, but...
Yeah, I know what
The thing is, you do.
Why wouldn't I?
I'm not used to it. You know, to people knowing what I mean. I like to think I'm witty, but you have to explain it.
Then it's just some obscure attempt at humor.
Exactly.
They arrive at his stoop.
So I got you something.
Ali hands Seldon a silver thimble.
It's a kiss, like Wendy gives Peter Pan.
Right. I should have... Thank you. The thing is, Ali, I don't know much about this sort of thing, but...
Don't, Seldon. We don't know about this sort of thing. We're young. You know, this thing is just is young. So, and I don't trust that word. When I was a kid, mom and dad used to say it to each other all the time, right up until they got divorced.
Got it. In that case, I'm falling in extreme like with you.
I extreme like you too.
And we can still kiss, right?
In answer, Ali grabs Seldon's lapels and pulls him in. When they come up for air, they're both a little off balance.
Intoxicating lips.
You too.
I'll call you tomorrow.
Ali starts up the steps.
If you don't, I will hunt you down and demand to know why.
Now, if I said that it would just be creepy.
Sexist.
Seldon
madly, truly, extremely in like.
Interior, Seldon's bedroom, night. Seldon lies in bed, arms crossed behind his head. staring up at us with a semi-smug face.
No lapses, not one break from reality. It's like Allie is the glue holding me together. Okay, right, I'm speaking to you, but that doesn't really count. I'm talking about the fantasy stuff, the seeing things. And I haven't been, not even future, you know who. If my delusions are the sickness, Allie's the cure.
Seldon rolls onto his side.
And I think I'm getting the hang of this exclusively exchanging saliva thing. In a way, it's like taking your bubble of self-centeredness and making it big enough to include another person. To give that person more room in the bubble than you. Maybe I won't put it like that with the old noggin inspector. Point is, if my disorder is disappearing, there's not much of a need to tell Allie about it.
Seldon rolls over again, this time away from us.
That's all. Good night.
Interior, Ansonia High School hallway. Day. Seldon is at his locker, doing the book transfer, when Allie sidles up to him.
Bonjour, mon beau.
Ciao, Bella.
So I was thinking, do you want to come over to my place after school?
You mean like your dad's place?
Uh-huh.
Your dad who hates me?
No, my other dad.
If only.
He doesn't hate you. He just doesn't know you well enough to hate you.
Nice.
And he won't be home until like 7, so.
Okay then. But next time we go to my place, I need to prove to my folks that you aren't a lie of the mind.
Next time. But now we have chemistry.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Hand in hand, they walk off to class. Moments later, they approach the classroom door. Just beyond it, Darsh and Miguel appear to be engaged in an intimate conversation. Miguel laughs and gives Darsh a friendly shove. Seldon and Allie look at each other, eyebrows raised as they enter the classroom. Interior, the Sampson apartment, day. The front door opens into an upper floor brownstone duplex apartment, revealing Allie. She steps aside to reveal Seldon.
Ta-da!
Seldon steps into the entryway.
Yikes! I didn't realize LL Bean did home decorating.
Yeah, it's kinda... Oh, hi, Dad.
Seldon sees Darth Vader's back, heavy breathing and all. As Darth slowly turns around, Seldon blinks and we see Mr. Sampson standing there with a sheaf of papers that he's stuffing into a satchel briefcase.
I forgot some... What is he doing here?
Dad, be nice. Seldon is just helping me to study for our chemistry test.
Hello, Mr. Sampson.
Uh-huh. Carmela is here. Why don't you study in the dining room?
I don't want to get in her way.
She's done in there. I have to get back to work.
Yeah, okay.
Mr. Sampson goes to the door before turning back.
The dining room.
The maid, Carmela, peeks into the foyer to see who's talking. Mr. Sampson looks at her, points to his eyes, and then waves a finger at Allie and Seldon. The message is clear. Keep an eye on these two. Carmela nods as Allie rolls her eyes. With one more suspicious glance at Seldon, Mr. Sampson exits.
Oh yeah, he absolutely loves me.
Allie opens her mouth to speak, thinks better of it, and instead turns to Carmela, speaking in Spanish.
Carmela, we're going off to my room to study, okay?
Allie grabs Seldon's hand and pulls him to the staircase. Carmela responds in Spanish.
Ah, pero tu padre.
It's fine.
Allie's already dragging her bow up the stairs. Allie answers back in Spanish.
It's fine. It's fine.
Interior, Allie's bedroom, moments later. Seldon quickly takes in the room, but in a way, he's already seen it in the split-screen fantasy.
What did you say to Carmela?
Only that I was taking you upstairs, to practice hickeys on your belly.
Well, in that case, let's get to it.
Or we can just make out.
You really are bilingual.
As they move in close, there's a knock at the door.
Sí!
Carmela in Spanish again.
The padre is on the phone. He wants you in the dining room in 5 minutes.
Seriously?
Sí.
Hi.
What?
My dad, he's being...
Yeah, I get it. Maybe we would have been better off going to your mom's place.
That'd be a neat trick. She lives in London.
Oh.
She comes here for birthdays and holidays. I go there for summer.
The rest of the time you're stuck here with your dad? Yikes.
He's not as bad as you think.
That might be a matter of perspective.
Son.
Right on cue.
He'll warm up to you.
I think he just as soon set me on fire.
Don't say that. He's still my dad.
I just don't see any sign that he's going to change his opinion of me.
Allie, for some reason, starts to cry uncontrollably.
What? Allie? Allie, are you...
What are you?
Are you, Allie?
Why did you have to? I need to.
Allie, in full ball form, runs out of the room. Seldon stands there, confused. He turns to the window, as if hearing a cry for help coming from outside. He slowly rises, flying over to the French windows and opens them to listen. He's now in superhero costume with a flapping cape.
Seldon, stop!
Seldon snaps out of it to find that he's teetering on the edge of the windowsill, leaning out over the street below. Allie runs over, grabbing his hand and pulling him back in the room. They both land in a pile on the floor.
Seldon, what the hell was that, huh? But look, I really do like you, but I mean, I should have told you. I have issues with depression. I don't know how. I can't take on whatever that was. I can't take it on right now. I don't, it's too much.
Seldon looks at her numbly.
I'm sorry. I have to.
Seldon gets up, noticing the prescription bottle of lithium that Allie clutches in her hand, and runs out of the room. Interior, Dr. Keen's office, day. We see Dr. Keen's sofa for a brief moment before Seldon flops down onto it, breathing heavily, staring at the ceiling.
I need you to fix me.
Seldon, do we have an appointment?
You keep this time open for emergencies.
How did you get in?
This is an emergency, Dr. Keen.
Doctor. Very well. How can I help you?
I just said I need you to fix me.
I think you know it's not quite that simple.
I know I've been resistant to the pharmaceutical option, but I'm ready to give it a shot. Well, not a shot, but I'll take a pill.
I see. Well, I could prescribe a neuroleptic, but...
Like an antipsychotic, right?
Yes, but I think we're making progress with therapy.
Are we? Because I just had an episode.
And you recognized it as such.
Too late.
Seldon, why are you here? What happened?
I lost it. I lost control. Allie needed me, and my mind took me somewhere else. I was afraid, and I never told her about, because so when it happened, she wasn't prepared. I screwed up.
What brought it on?
Yeah, yeah. The thing of it is, I don't know if I can. Let's just say maybe
Ali is in an office like this, talking to another person of your background right now.
I see.
Do you?
I think so. She had some kind of episode and it triggered an episode in you.
My parents don't pay you enough.
You knew about her condition?
Well, no,
So you weren't prepared either?
not so much.
Seldon, you're going to be fine. You were taken aback by her schizophrenia or bipolar disorder or whatever it is that she has.
Right in two. We were both engaged in disorderly conduct.
Okay. Well, you hadn't seen that part of Ali and your defense mechanism kicked in. Do you think you would have reacted the same way if you were aware of her condition?
Maybe. I don't know. Guess not.
Seldon, delusional disorders are my specialty and you are the most self-aware patient I have. Plus, you don't have the anger issues normally associated with it.
I guess.
That being said, I'm not sure that it's healthy for two people with your conditions to be together. And I suspect that her therapist is telling her the same thing right now.
Interior, old study, day. The room has a strata of smoke wafting through the book-lined walls. It is from another era. Ali, wearing a turn-of-the-century dress, lies on a tufted chaise lounge. Seated in a wing-back chair behind her is Sigmund Freud, smoking a cigar as he writes in a leather-bound journal.
No. It will not work. This boy's Oedipal complex cannot be commingling with your Electra complex.
What does that have to do with what happened?
Bipolar by schmola. What do I know from these newfangled disorders?
Interior, Dr. Keen's office, continuous. Seldon snaps out of it.
What about amor vincit omnia?
Can I say, life isn't always fair, and love does not always conquer all.
Gee. Thanks for the pep talk, Samantha.
Interior, Ansonia High School, cafeteria, day. Seldon is back at the windowsill, eating alone. Across the room, he sees Darsh and Miguel eating and laughing together. Darsh spots Seldon, says something to Miguel, who glances at Seldon and nods to Darsh. Darsh makes its way over to the window.
What's up, Sellotape? Where's the dynamic partner of your duo?
I don't know. She's not answering phone, text, or email.
What?
I think we broke up.
What?
Let's just say that I kept my secret from her, and she kept the secret from me, and our secrets collided. No survivors.
What?
As stimulating as this conversation is, I think Miggy is chomping to get you back.
Huh? Oh yeah. Listen, I'll see what he knows. He's pretty tight with Ali.
Okay.
Darsh heads off as Seldon repacks his uneaten lunch. Interior, Ansonia High School, hallway, day. Seldon waits by Ali's locker before school starts. Students start to trickle in. Jana arrives at the locker next to Ali's.
Seldon, right? Was Ali sick yesterday?
Yeah. Kinda.
Okay, but she's back today. I mean, like, we were working on a biology project together.
Yeah, I don't know.
Time passage. Jana has been replaced by Miguel.
Dude, I don't know. I can't reach her either.
Thanks for trying.
Yeah, she's my butt.
She's...
Time passage. Again, Miguel is replaced by Darsh.
Not answering for Miguel either.
Yeah, he said.
Miguel told you?
Like 5 minutes ago.
That's so sweet of him.
I guess.
Time passage. And one last time, I swear. Darsh is replaced by the retreating back of Mr. Glassman.
Joining us for class today, Mr. Markov?
Right behind you, sir.
With a worried backward glance toward the front doors, Seldon wearily pushes off the wall and heads to first period. Ansonia High School, boys' bathroom, day. Seldon stands at the urinal.
Where's future me when I need him?
Interior, Markov apartment, Seldon's room, night. Seldon sits on the edge of his bed, staring at his phone.
To be perfectly honest, I'm not really looking to see future me. I'm still trying to kick the fantasy habit.
Seldon whips his head to his left, quickly scrunching up his face in forced concentration. He turns back to us.
It's harder than you think.
The phone in his hand pings, and a startled Seldon fumbles and comes close to dropping it. Close on phone screen. Allie, I'm back in the digital world. Seldon types, can I call you? Allie, I think you should. Seldon looks at us once more, and in a state of worry, he presses Allie's speed dial number. Interior, Allie's bedroom, night. Allie is also sitting on the edge of her bed.
Hi, Seldon.
Split screen.
First off, are you all right?
I'm fine now. It was a rough few days. Are you okay?
Yeah. I mean, besides going out of my mind with worry.
Yeah. Seldon, what was that?
I have what's called a mixed type delusional disorder. I'm sorry.
Sorry for what?
For not telling you. Truth is, well, until it had been pretty dormant.
I think we both withheld. I guess you figured out that I have
Bipolar disorder. Yeah. I told my melon squeezer that we were both guilty of disorderly conduct.
melon squeezer?
Train mechanic, psychobabbler, voodoo doctor.
Yeah, I get it. Mine thinks it's not a good idea for us to see each other.
How can you stand the cigar smoke?
I'm sorry?
No, nothing. It's just how I imagine your therapist.
Trust me, she's not a cigar smoker. What's yours like?
Gemma Ward in a tracksuit.
Seldon flops down on his bed facing up as Allie lands on her bed facing down. The split screen goes horizontal.
Nice. I've got Teresa May in tweed.
Allie's left arm drops down into Seldon's bottom half of the screen. He stares at it.
Isn't that just Teresa May?
Seldon reaches for Allie's hand, missing as she pulls it up.
This is going to be hard.
You have no idea.
Do you think we can still be friends?
Seldon pulls his phone away as the words friend zone drift out of it. He shoos the words away and brings the phone back.
I'm not giving up on the alternative.
Interior, Ansonia High School, Chem Lab, day. Miguel attempts to engage Allie in conversation, but she's mostly withdrawn. Every once in a while, she glances over at Seldon, who does not avert his gaze. Interior, Ansonia High School, cafeteria, day. Allie eats at a table with Jana and some other girls. Seldon sits on his windowsill, his view suddenly blocked by Darsh and Miguel. Miguel looks and nods his head toward Allie.
Yo, I don't know, man.
Chin up, bucko.
They walk off.
Chin up? What was that?
I heard it in a movie.
Allie sneaks a peek at Seldon across the cafeteria. They both look miserable. Interior, Ansonia High School, English class, day. Seldon is early to his desk. He stares at the doorway. After a few kids roll in, Allie appears, looking at Seldon and her desk next to his. She sighs and goes to her seat.
I'm not avoiding you.
Sure feels like it.
It's more like I'm avoiding my feelings for you.
Oh, okay. I'm just drowning in mine.
Dr. Edelstein said that
Does it matter? I mean, is that what you want to be? A clinical statistic?
I just want to do what's right for both of us.
Okay, books open. Our town, Act 2.
Can I walk you home?
Allie appears to be concentrating on finding the correct page. Seldon waits. Then she gives a slight nod. Exterior, Ansonia High School, day. Seldon waits across the sidewalk from the front steps. There's a gauzy shift in the atmosphere as Allie exits the school, running down the front steps into Seldon's arms. He soaks in the hug before sobering up.
Not real.
Allie dissipates in his arm to actually appear at the top of the steps. Neither break eye contact as she walks down.
Hi,
Hi.
let's walk.
Feet don't fail me now.
Allie smiles. They start walking away from us as the city sounds drown out their slow-starting conversation. Exterior, New York City street, day. Seldon and Allie turn the corner onto their block as the city noise fades away and we hear them once more.
That thing you said about not being clinical statistic,
Yeah?
I've been thinking about it.
And?
I don't know. I'm just not.
Convinced?
Yeah.
But we did decide to be individualists together, right? Isn't that alone a way of going against the norm?
I know, yes. No. Convince me.
Okay, so you're worried our conditions make it unhealthy for us to be together, yes?
My, therapist is yes.
Maybe we can help each other instead. If knowledge is half the battle, then maybe this is a war we can win.
Seldon, to be perfectly honest,
Stealing my line.
I've missed you. Us, but I can't just, my therapist says we...
I wrote you a sonnet.
Seldon holds out the sonnet. Allie looks at it in his hand and then at his face. She doesn't take it. Seldon is confused.
Read it to me.
I don't know if...
Read it.
My days crept by, spent in strained pretension, before these poor eyes met your rich visage. Beholding your angel-like ascension, I saw thee far finer than mere mirage. Whence perfect days were days I spent with you, yea, ere we should part, ere long you would stay to occupy mine dreams, I tell thee true. Sweet dreams in night and walking dreams in day. Should I invent the maiden that you are, in form and manner, and forsooth in tone, this poor wretched mind would fall short by far. If heaven be us, hell is me alone. For all, from all imaginings I am set free, for truth with you exceeds all fantasy.
Well, I don't. That was.
Seldon pulls her close and kisses her.
I'm not missing any more cues.
You sure got that one right.
Exterior, Central Park, day. The fall leaves are orange, gold, and crimson as Seldon and Allie sit on a bench at the south end of the boating pond.
If we're gonna do this, be together, we probably need to get some, I don't know, guidelines?
Yeah, that's what Samantha says.
Right. So, who's Samantha?
Oh, my head probe artiste.
You call her Samantha.
Yeah. What do you call your neuro tweaker?
Dr. Edelstein. I don't even know her first name.
Well, maybe I'm not such a model patient.
I'll bet. So, making us work, I guess the first thing is recognizing the signs, knowing what our triggers are.
Yeah, it's a little complicated for me.
I know. I looked it up.
Yeah, me too. Change in sleep patterns, change in the weather, change in daily life, change in basically any kind of change.
I guess that's kind of right.
What set it off last time?
Well, okay. It was our first fight. I guess I thought the next step was going to be you breaking up with me.
I would... No offense, Allie, but... Are you crazy? Being with you has done more for me than the last 5 years of therapy. Like the sonnet says, reality with you is far better than any fantasy I've ever had. I guess the irony is you thinking that is what triggered my disconnect. Because I was thinking that you didn't want us anymore.
I want us, Seldon. I adore us. Maybe I am crazy. Maybe crazy's not so bad, right? As long as we try to avoid the crazy. I mean, if we support each other, right? Even when we disagree, and we will, that's life. We just need to make sure, 100% sure that the other one knows that we're not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere. Not without you.
I thought you weren't missing any cues.
Oh, right.
They kiss.
This is good crazy.
They kiss again. Musical montage. Exterior, New York City, the High Line, day. Seldon and Allie sit on a bench along the High Line, just chatting. Something catches Seldon's eye, and he looks past Allie to see future Seldon walking toward them. Seldon gets a look of panic on his face, and Allie turns to see what he's looking at. No one is there. She gently takes his face in her hands and turns him to her. Seldon looks into Allie's eyes and relaxes. When he glances back, future Seldon is nowhere to be seen. Interior, Ansonia High School, hallway, day. Allie stands frozen in front of her locker, trying to keep it together. Jana tries to say something to her, and Allie just holds up her hand as if to say, "Give me a sec." Seldon, down the hall, sees a physical black cloud over her. He strolls over and starts waving his hand above her, shooing away the black cloud. Allie looks at him questioningly. Seldon explains his actions. It's enough to make her smile. Interior, diner, coffee shop, day. The two of them are eating lunch again, and once again, Allie drops a French fry on the table. Seldon braces himself, but Allie takes a paper napkin and picks it up, dropping it on the empty pickle coleslaw plate. Seldon gives her a grateful smile. Exterior, Ansonia High School, day. It's pouring rain as Allie stands on the top step of the school, under the lintel, staring out. She's unprepared for the storm. No raincoat, no umbrella, and her mood seems to darken with the downpour. Seldon comes out and opens a ridiculously large golf umbrella and holds out an arm for her. She takes his arm, shaking her head in amusement as the two of them walk happily down the steps. Interior, Ansonia High School, Teacher's Lounge, day. Mr. Glassman stands by the door. He angrily points at the mostly empty umbrella stand. Ms. Hope merely shrugs. Interior, Ansonia High School, Cafeteria, day. Seldon, Ali, Darsh, and Miguel sit at a table together. Ali is talking to Darsh and Miguel, smiling and indicating Seldon as she waves her hand over her own head. Darsh nods, but Miguel seems preoccupied, looking over at the jock table. Darsh starts talking animatedly about Miguel, who manages a forced smile when the attention is turned to him. Darsh is oblivious, but Seldon and Ali exchange glances. Interior, Seldon and Ali's therapist offices, day. Split screen. Seldon and Ali lie on the sofas in their respective therapy sessions, head to head, looking at the ceiling as they talk. They both start to get agitated. They drop their arms down, finding each other's hands in the middle of the screen. The two of them give each other's hands a reassuring squeeze and noticeably relax as they bring their hands back up. The song draws to a close. Seldon and Ali sit in the split screen, Ali looking over at Seldon as he talks into the camera.
I was hoping to avoid a second perfunctory musical montage, but it really did sum up what we've been going through in a charmingly succinct manner.
He looks over at Ali. Then they both face front. From those sitting positions, their surroundings morph into interior, Ansonia High School, cafeteria, day. Seldon and Ali sit side by side, alone at a table as they unpack their lunches. Almost simultaneously, they open their Ziploc baggies, pulling out sandwich halves. As if toasting, they clink the sandwiches together and open their mouths to take a bite, which is interrupted by a distraught Darsh practically slamming onto the table bench across from them.
Gail broke up with me.
I didn't know it was that serious.
Turns out, neither did he.
What?
I thought we had something, but you're just having fun. My life is over.
Your life is just getting started.
My high school life.
I mean, it's not like he made a commitment to you, right?
Whose side are you on? Wait, you're tight with Miguel. Do you know?
Well,
You did.
okay, but to be fair, I didn't think that you were taking it too seriously.
Seldon just looks at Ali with a degree of incredulity.
2 years. We didn't last 2 months.
2 years.
The statistical length of a high school relationship.
Ali has a visible shift in mood. Seldon picks up on it.
Not us, though. We're exceptions. We are exceptional.
Ali starts rooting through her purse.
It's because of college, right?
Ali gives up on the purse.
We're not other people.
But Ali is already packing up her lunch.
I know, Seldon. I left something in my locker. I'll see you in English.
And she goes.
Misery loves company?
Interior, Markoff apartment, living room, day. Clothes are draped over every piece of furniture in the room. Dinah enters with a load of coats, laying them on the sofa. We hear the front door open and close. Soon, Seldon is seen.
Hello, what's going on in here?
Spring cleaning.
It's fall.
Thanks for telling me. I'll just put it all back now.
And for sticking the sarcasm landing, the judges give us 7.6. Seriously, what is all this?
I noticed you'd outgrown your winter coat from last year, and then I saw you had other things that no longer fit.
The light is dawning.
Then I thought I'd check my closet and Frank's, and before I knew it...
Spring cleaning in the fall.
Well, yes. Your new coat's on your bed.
Seldon turns and goes. Interior, Seldon's bedroom, continuous. Seldon enters the room and stops. On the bed is a quilted red, purple, and white monstrosity of a coat. Interior, Markoff apartment, living room, moments later. Seldon enters wearing the coat. He looks ridiculous.
I can't wear this. I look like a Pokemon blimp in the Macy's parade.
You look warm?
As Seldon takes the coat off, He spots his father's old brown greatcoat draped over the sofa back.
You're getting rid of that?
What? Oh God, no.
Seldon slips it on, shoving his hands in the deep pocket.
I like it.
Just then, Frank comes home and sees Seldon in his old coat.
Hey, pretty smart. See? I told you that thing that would never go out of style.
And yet, I held out hope. You can't possibly wear that tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes, that's why I bought you a coat. The temperature's supposed to drop.
Well, I gotta go see Allie.
Seldon turns and heads out the front door, coat and all.
I blame you.
A burden I carry with pride.
Interior, landing, Allie's building, day. Seldon, sweating in the heavy woolen coat, arrives at Allie's front door and rings the bell. Almost immediately, the door is opened by a striking black woman, Georgie, 40-ish, super cool, with a retro mod style. Yes, love?
I'm Seldon.
Are you then? Allie appears behind Georgie.
Mom, Seldon's my boyfriend. Seldon, this is my mom. She decided to come week early.
Georgie, love the coat. A bit warm, innit? Right, come in. Come in then. Interior, the Sampson apartment, continuous. Seldon steps inside.
What are you doing here?
Give the lad a moment. Let me take that coat.
Thanks.
See you take after me when it comes to white boys.
Mom!
Still, I think I like this one. He's got style. And a smashing haircut.
Thanks.
Not much of a vocabulary, though.
Trust me, he does fine in the talking department. Seldon, why are you here?
It's funny, but I didn't realize until just now how much I don't hate my name and when Allie says it.
Seldon?
The weather. My mom said the temperature is going to plunge tomorrow.
Oh my God. You are the sweetest boyfriend ever.
Because he thought...
Yeah, but for some reason, the cold has never brought on an episode.
She lets it go. But if you're still here come the thaw, she's a disaster.
The president of my support group.
Oh, you know I love you, Pickle.
Pickle?
Mom had an early sonogram and she thought, I looked like...
I get it.
You should invite Boy over here to the island.
Hills Island?
Oh, the thing of it is, Mr. Sampson maybe doesn't like me so much.
All the more reason. It's all then. Interior landing, Allie's building, day. Seldon is back in the greatcoat as Allie sees him out.
Sorry about her.
Are you kidding? She may be the coolest parent I've ever met.
The perspective of outside eyes.
Interior, restaurant, night. A nice family-owned kind of place. Seldon, Dinah, and Frank are already seated at a table. Everyone in the restaurant is frozen, except for Seldon.
This is what I call neutral ground. The comfort of home is way too easy for baby pictures and other revealing material to be put on display.
Seldon turns to his parents and the action starts up.
Honestly, I'm begging you, put a cork in the embarrassing stuff tonight, okay?
We're not about to,
He stops speaking as Seldon seems to go into a trance. Frank follows his son's eyes to the front where Allie, in a lovely cocktail dress, is talking to the femme maitre d'. Allie turns and sees Seldon, and his parents, sure. Her smile melts the permafrost.
My heart going boom, boom, boom.
That's Allie?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Allie arrives at the table.
It's so great to meet you.
We're so pleased to meet you, Allie.
I mean, just to know that you're real, you know?
And I think I was worried.
Yeah.
Time passes. The meal is in progress.
Look, I'm sorry we missed seeing you on Halloween. Seldon seemed dead set on keeping it, under wraps.
Of course, we saw his Freud costume. Odd choice. What did you go as, Allie?
Maybe we should just move on from Halloween and talk about other holidays. Or
Didn't Seldon tell you? I was Catwoman.
Frank and Dinah exchange glances.
Yeah, okay, I skipped that. Truth is, I was pretty much in a daze that night. Fantasy and reality colliding equals blubbering fool.
Really? How interesting. That must have kept Dr. Keen busy for a session or two.
Double understatement.
Okay, you must know that Catwoman is Seldon's
Whoa! Why don't you just take that fork and stick it right in my eye instead?
Right. Sorry. I did bring some baby pictures with me.
That's a wrap for the day, folks. Go ahead and check the gate.
Interior, Ansonia High School hallway. Day. Seldon is at his locker. He tosses some books in and pulls out his dad's old greatcoat, slipping it in. Darsh steps up, looking Seldon up and down.
Oh my, yes, you are definitely one of those heterosexuals.
Seldon smiles, looking at Darsh's attire.
Still dressing from your parents' closet there, Darsh.
Ha ha. In fact, I told them last night.
Oh, you're right. What do they say?
They both gave me a sign like, Jabba the Hutt farting, and then my dad said, we know.
Anticlimactic.
Right? I had a whole speech and everything. Anyway, winter break. Merry non-secular holiday.
Seldon takes the card and pulls a card from his backpack.
You too.
They both open their envelopes with almost identical GameStop $25 gift cards.
Yep. Anticlimactic.
Darsh leans in and gives Seldon a kiss on the cheek. Seldon turns beet red, opening his mouth to speak and closing it.
Relax, Selvo. You are so not my type.
I knew that. I mean, wait. What's wrong with me?
Enjoy your holidays.
Darsh is already walking away. Seldon shrugs and closes his locker. Exterior, Markoff apartment building, day. A midday snow falls as Seldon waits on the sidewalk. He now sports a brown air-flapped hat to match his coat. He turns to the lobby, where Dinah and Frank wait in relative warmth.
Okay, let's catch up. Christmas was yesterday. I got an iPad Pro with a keyboard and a $100 iTunes gift card. Pretty cool, I guess. Allie and I haven't exchanged gifts yet. We're going to do it at her dad's place on Shelter Island. Yeah, I guess they're running a little late. Allie and I have now gone 2 weeks without an incident. To be perfectly honest, I kind of miss future me, but Allie's worth it. And I'm sure she doesn't miss the mood swings. The thing of it is,
A car pulls up in front of Seldon. Mr. Sampson looks at Seldon through the driver's side window and shakes his head.
fasten your seatbelts, everyone. It's going to be a grumpy ride.
Mr. Sampson and Allie exit the car as Dinah and Frank come out of the lobby, all converging on Seldon.
You must be Allie's dad. I'm Frank.
Mr. Sampson grudgingly shakes Frank's outstretched hand.
Arlo.
Arlo? Why didn't I know that?
I hadn't realized you'd met Allison.
Oh, yes, we had a lovely dinner. What was it, three weeks ago?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, we think the world of her.
Everyone freezes as Seldon steps away from the group.
The rest of that night actually went okay. Basically, thanks to Allie seeing my discomfort and literally holding my hand. I should get back.
He returns to his spot as everyone unfreezes.
I told you, Dad.
I suppose I forgot. We should get going.
Mr. Sampson goes and opens the back of the SUV. Frank follows with Seldon's weekender bag, tossing it in.
Where's Georgie?
Mom headed out yesterday to see some friends and get the house ready, but Jumbo's here.
Seldon sees the golden retriever eyeing him in the back seat.
There goes my buffer.
It'll be fine. I'm here, right?
Interior, Mr. Sampson's car, day. The sun sets as snow continues to fall. Mr. Sampson drives in medium traffic on the Long Island Expressway. Seldon sits in the back, with Jumbo asleep across his lap. Allie, in the front passenger seat, turns to look at them.
I knew you'd get along.
Dumb dog.
Interior, Shelter Island House, day. Early morning sunlight streams through the windows as Seldon is lying on a made-up sofa in Mr. Sampson's home office.
Last night didn't turn out as bad as I expected, thanks to Georgie. I think Arlo still has a thing for her, so he tries to temper his dislike of me when she's around. Arlo and Georgie. Sounds like some movie from the 60s with maybe Elliot Gould and Goldie Hawn.
The door opens and Allie pops her head in.
Get up, you slug. Breakfast in 5.
Interior, Shelter Island House, eat-in kitchen, day. Seldon, fully dressed, enters a bustling kitchen. Mr. Sampson makes pancakes, while Georgie tosses whipped cream and strawberries on them as they're plated. Allie puts the completed dishes on the table and pours OJ.
Anything I can do?
You're the guest, love. Pour yourself a coffee if you'd like. Seldon goes to the countertop coffee machine and grabs a cup from the mug tree nearby. As he pours, time passage. Seldon finishes his pour and turns as Allie clears the table and Georgie washes dishes. Mr. Sampson is absent.
Can I dry at least?
I got it. Sit. Enjoy your what? 3rd cup of coffee?
So good coffee.
In it though? Snatched it up at the local market before you lot arrived.
Where's Miss...
Mr. Sampson enters in a full camo hunting getup, with a rifle tucked under his arm.
Okay, those deers aren't going to shoot themselves. I'm meeting up with Alan and Hector, so don't wait on lunch for me.
Dad, I thought you were going to hunt this weekend.
Hector tells me it's a good year. Maybe we'll have some venison dinner tonight.
None for me, sir.
Yeah, no thanks. I saw Bambi.
Mr. Sampson eyes the room, ending on Seldon. He shakes his head, turns, and goes to the door with a loud whistle.
Come on, Jumbo, let's go get some.
Jumbo skitters out the door and they leave. Georgie racks the last plate and starts to dry her hands.
I wonder how he'd feel if I became vegetarian, like you.
Well, he gave me a divorce. Most likely you just get disowned. Listen, loves, I'm headed to Five Corners to see Hillary and pick up some things. You two will be all right for a few hours, yeah?
Yeah, that will be fine. Yeah, we'll be fine, so.
Before I go, do we need to have the talk?
Mom, we're not. Just go.
Georgie, laughing all the way, exits as Seldon just sits there, his coffee untouched.
Seldon, are you still here?
What? Oh, yeah. I didn't, have a... Your dad's a sport hunter?
I guess. What's the difference between a sport hunter and... Well, a hunter and a sport hunter?
Well, one does it for their family's survival, and the other does it for fun.
Yeah. If it's any consolation, he's never hit anything that I can remember.
Really?
No, that's wrong. When I was 4, he brought home a rabbit. I cried for a week.
I guess if it was my dad, I'd never let him hear the end of it.
That's... You heard her. It was the final straw of their marriage, so...
Maybe he needs to hear it from you, too.
Are you mad at me?
No, I just think if you feel a certain way, if you have convictions, you should stand by them. Have a voice.
I'm not his conscience, okay? Don't you think I have some troubles without alienating my father? I'm just trying to hold it together.
Well, maybe you wouldn't need to if he allowed you to be his daughter. And maybe if you let him know how you feel, you wouldn't have to cry over a dead rabbit.
Please don't. Please don't.
Hey,
Allie starts to crumble. Seldon goes over to her.
Hey, Allie. I'm sorry. I just...
I get it. You don't like my dad. Mom doesn't like my dad.
When you first had an episode at your dad's apartment, is that what you were thinking? That I was like your mom?
What do you mean?
That I was going to leave you because of your dad. Because no, not ever.
Maybe. Seldon, he loves me. I just think that if you gave each other a chance, you'd see he's a really good guy.
Seldon thinks, and a light bulb pops on over his head.
You know, you're right. I've done nothing but see him as a roadblock to you. Maybe I haven't seen him in the right light, and maybe he hasn't seen me, but I'm going to fix that right now, okay? I'm going to go talk to him. With him.
Yeah, you mean right now?
No time like the present. I always say no, I don't say that, but no time like the present to start saying it.
Dope.
Seldon goes to the door, grabs his brown greatcoat and hat, and looks back through the archway to the kitchen table.
I want us. Always.
I want us too. Go, I'm fine.
Seldon nods and heads out the back door. Exterior, snow-covered woods, day. Seldon crosses the backyard and heads straight for the surrounding woods, trudging through the snow.
It's true. I have been seeing her dad like the villain of this story. But now I realize the conflict was in my head. I created it. I mean, remember the Darth Vader fantasy? And in the end, spoiler alert, didn't Darth turn out to be okay?
Seldon pauses in the cold to pull the ear flaps down.
Seriously, though, that was a spoiler alert. I'd want to know what planet you've been on for the last 4 decades.
He stops, deciding on a direction before continuing on.
Okay, I'm getting off track here, but the thing of it is, I extremely like Allie, and if that means her dad and I have to get along, then I'm going to find a way to make that happen.
Seldon passes a sign that says, "Hunting area, keep out." He sighs and soldiers on past it. From a distance, we see him with his big brown overcoat tramping through the snow.
I'm going to fix it, because if Luke can fix things with old Darth, if Rey can fix things with... Okay, yeah, that one might be a bit too soon. But the fact is, if I'm going to fix things with Arlo, if it kills me.
Just then, a shot rings out. Seldon's hat flies off as he unceremoniously falls backward to the snow-laden ground. Looking down, we see Seldon splayed out. He's slowly moving closer and up to Seldon's head. Blood now trickles from his scalp, staining the snow. His eyes are wide open with a kind of vacant death stare. Seldon's POV, the bright, lightly clouded sky through the trees. Future Seldon leans into his view.
Okay. This one's on me. Yeah. I shouldn't have said something about wearing a brown overcoat during hunting season. Yeah. But hey, you know what? You're going to be all right. You and Allie are going to be...
He fades away with the sound as a pair of hunters lean in. One of them is talking to Seldon and barking orders to his friend who's on a cell, presumably calling 911. We see Seldon from above again. He still has that vacant death stare. Then he blinks. Over the following video, while Seldon lies on the ground, the white blanket of snow slowly morphs into a white pillow behind his head, and a bandage appears on his scalp.
So yeah, I didn't die, of course. That would have been just too stupid. It wasn't Allie's father who shot me either. He said he wouldn't have missed. It was a joke, of course. I mean, he's the one that took me to the hospital. Allie said he was worried as hell and drove like a madman. Anyway, it was just a graze, but I needed 11 stitches.
Interior. Hospital clinic patient room. Day. Seldon wakes up to find Mr. Sampson sitting in the chair by his bedside.
Awake?
Yeah?
Look, the girls, ladies, whatever, went to the gift shop, but I'm glad we have a moment to iron things out.
Mr. Sampson.
Arlo. You can call me Arlo.
I really don't know if I can.
All right, look, kid. Seldon. I understand that you were coming to see me about things. It wasn't necessary. I may not like the idea of you being with my daughter, but I don't like the idea of anyone being with my daughter. Still, all that aside, and it pains me to say this, I've never seen her this happy before. So I suppose you're giving her something that I or Georgie never could. But what I'm saying is it doesn't matter how I feel about you. What matters is how she feels about you.
We didn't expect this, did we?
But if you hurt her, I will kill you with my bare hands and feed you to Jumbo.
That's more like it. I accept your terms.
Mr. Sampson eyes the hand and shakes it, sans death grip. Allie, with a Mylar get-well-soon balloon, and Georgie appear in the doorway. Oh, how lovely! Embarrassed, Mr. Sampson quickly withdraws his hand.
Oh.
Let's go check on Jumbo, yeah? Mr. Sampson eyes the two teens and grunts. They leave. Allie takes a beat, then rushes to Seldon's bedside.
I don't know where to start.
Allie, I made a huge mistake.
But I know that it took, oh God, almost losing you to realize how short life is. So I love you. Happy I've loved you since, well, since the first time I saw you. It was like being struck by lightning, and it scared me. But if you could just not put yourself in front of bullets anymore, then I think we could, maybe, like you said, prove statistics wrong.
Allie takes his hand.
You love?
Oh, hang on. I brought your Christmas present here.
She picks up a big box from the floor, setting it on the bed.
If only I'd given it to you before.
Seldon lifts the lid to reveal a royal blue wool coat.
Okay, I get it. Yours is in the pockets of the coat you clearly don't admire so much.
It's not that. Yeah, it's not.
Allie goes to the closet and pulls a box out of the coat.
Here's a card in the other pocket.
She gets the card.
Right. I owe you your card.
Allie goes and sits on the edge of the bed. He opens the card envelope, and a thin silver chain falls into her lap. She holds it up to see a small silver acorn dangling there.
It's a kiss. From
Peter and Wendy, like Thimble. So that you'll always have my kiss.
Allie puts it on and starts to lean in for the real kiss.
And the box? Open it.
Allie does, and then looks at Seldon in confusion.
It's a biofeedback watch. It's supposed to help you monitor you.
But Allie already had her arms around Seldon.
Thank you.
Dr. Greenbaum enters.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, now that's my patient you're molesting.
Sorry.
Kidding. Hugs are approved. So, pending a neurologist consult on your MRI.
Now I'm never getting out of here.
Hush.
Seems that you're going to be fine. You'll probably have a scar, but well, your hairline should cover that for you.
If I don't go bald. Still, Doc, I'm kind of worried my MRI might reveal a 3-ring circus in the old noodle.
The doctor tells us he
the greatest show on earth, eh?
Seldon turns to Allie, who holds his hand.
Look, I just want to make sure that it wasn't the anesthesia or the melon taking another flight of fantasy. Did you say you love me?
I did.
Then, the thing of it is, statistics can suck an egg. And yeah, you gotta know I love you too. Lightning, you have no idea, all of it. So, I may not be able to see the future, Allie, but I've got a pretty good feeling about us.
You know what? So do I.
Kind of the end. Seldon, never missing a cue again, kisses Allie as the hospital room walls fly away. The two of them rise from the bed, and it's immediately wheeled out of the picture. Suddenly, Pongo is there on a drum riser, starting a beat as the credits begin to roll. Seldon pulls off his hospital gown, and he's wearing jeans, a t-shirt, and the thimble on a chain. A guitar is thrown to him from the left. A mic is tossed to Allie from the right. More risers roll in, from the left with Darsh on bass guitar and Miguel on sax, from the right with Jana on keyboard. Seldon and Allie break into a deep but catchy duet. Maybe something along the lines of a post-punk I Got You, Babe. Interior, diner coffee shop, day. Seldon and Allie sit across from each other, looking at their menus. Seldon lowers his and turns to the camera.
To be perfectly honest, it's pretty great not being invisible anymore.
Allie lowers her menu and looks at Seldon.
I saw that.
Seldon gives us a lopsided grin. Smash to black. The end. Really.